So with the release of the trailers for the new Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Goku, as well as the Goku and Vegeta from the Tournament of Power arc, it's got me thinking a lot about TURs and their place in Dokkan Battle. I mean, if we can sort of have LR characters like the part 1s of the 11th anniversary, who now seem so vastly inferior visually, and to a lot of people, Dokkan is about getting in the game and seeing animations, then what place do TURs really have in the modern Dokkan landscape? I mean, can you really make the argument that you would at any point actually want a TUR now if you are a visual spectacle type of player and you now know that at any point those possibly 1,500 stones, those 1,000 stones, those 800 stones, those 500 stones, those 300 stones could now go towards an AGL Gogeta level character. You know what I mean? And with TURs already sort of being worse off than LRs almost every single time, I mean, most people aren't posting TUR lists and going, these are the 10 best characters in the game. They're posting LR lists saying, these are the 10 best characters in the game. Oh yeah, and maybe the best TUR is like 11th, or maybe they're 9 or 8, but they're certainly not top 5. And this has the potential to change from time to time, and we have many TURs that are powerful within their own right. I'm talking characters like, you know, Majin Buu from the Golden Week. I'm talking characters like Daima Goku himself, but it's just one of those things that after I watch the animations for the New Year's characters, and, you know, I've seen the animations for the characters who have since come after them, I start to sort of wonder, with the advent of characters like AGL Gogeta and, you know, in Trunks and Future Gohan, why would we ever feel sort of urge to pull for TURs anymore? And it's got me wondering this, because I'm just sort of, I don't know, I guess I'm as someone who borders on free to play when it comes to Dokkan Battle, and I say border because I do always want to inform people that I do from time to time pay for the monthly subscription, which is $10, though for about 6 months I didn't have it at all because Dokkan wasn't doing anything, right? So, you know, that's how it goes. So I'm somewhere between free to play and $10 a month, which I think is reasonable. It's one of those things where, how do I, as someone who does have to save, I have to save for months to be able to pull for GDC. I have to save for months to be able to pull for, you know, AGL Gogeta and, you know, the UI Goku and Vegeta that are coming out, you know, the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Goku that are coming out. And where in that mix do TURs land now? Like, when Ultimate Gohan and Gamma 1 were releasing, as well as, you know, Gamma 2 and Piccolo, I saw a lot of people get hype, and, you know, it makes sense. They're a fun little unit. And more than that, you know, people like Superhero. But I couldn't believe anyone was summoning on those characters if they weren't paying. If you were paying, then this isn't for you. But as a free-to-play player, I couldn't believe anyone free-to-play, after seeing Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Int Trunks, would pay real human, like, dragon stones, maybe not dollars, but they're free to play dragon stones, months of their time. It takes months of your time to get enough stones for these characters. You know, this isn't Bleach Soul Resonance. This isn't we get one character every single, you know, time we pull. You know, this isn't Bleach Soul Resonance where they give us enough currency to always get a character pitied every single time. You know what I mean? Like, you might get one character every few months in Dokkan Battle. Like, I couldn't believe it. But, you know, it's not for me to sort of judge anyone. You know, people can do what they want. But it does make me wonder, like, where do we go from here? We have reached the bubble officially. Dokkan Battle has reached the bubble officially. This is it popping, right? We can't go back now that we've opened Pandora's box. We know that Dokkan Original Animations are out there. We've seen 10th Anniversary Vegito. We've seen the 10th Anniversary Gogeta, who had, like, the Dokkan Original Animation. And even more so now that we're working with these either outsourced or expanded studios, we definitely know that there is another layer beyond, you know, when we look at characters actives like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, things that aren't just tweening, they're actually just fluid animation completely, right? These sort of like Dokkan animations that we're used to, even the highest ones, even Super Saiyan Gogeta from the 9th anniversary, I believe it was, like, you know, these tweened animations that are still made in engine are really pretty. They're still really pretty, right? But they are blown completely out of the water by Dokkan Original Animations that are either outsourced or are using this expanded studio. You know, and even in the case of Japanese players who are saying that, or suspecting that maybe it's like two different teams working on UI Goku and Vegeta versus Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Goku, there's like this sort of, there's this inclination to believe that they're not only getting one particular team to work on it, but like multiple groups are aiding in this effort to also make them look as distinct as possible. And now I'm supposed to believe, I guess, that like I should pull for Android 16? Are you crazy? So now I should pull for Android 16, you mean? I'm not saying that I would want them to not do this, but until we actually get a Dokkan Fest TUR that has animations to that level, I mean, should you even be trying to pull for them anymore? Aren't they just kind of dead in the water? Like, not to be dramatic, but like, aren't they just sort of dead characters, like a dead rarity? Like, why would you ever pull for a TUR now? Because every single part 2 has the chance of being this hyper crazy like animation, like fucking experiment. I don't really know where we go from here beyond that, because, you know, the upper end of that for Dokkan animations as well are like the Goku Black and Zamasu, who have incredible animations but aren't quite up to the level of like AGL Gogeta. But I would say Goku Black and Zamasu are the second best looking character from that GDC, right? Obviously Gogeta is the best looking one, but the modeling, the rigging on Goku Black and Zamasu, it looks awesome. Every animation is really, really great from them. But I mean, beyond that, the other characters by comparison look so much worse. And because Dokkan isn't a game that's like dripping with complexity and dripping with player decision, it means that these animations are sort of the heartbeat of the game. And because they're the heartbeat of the game, it leaves you with the question, well, what are we doing here? You know, what are we doing here when Super Saiyan, like, I don't know, Super Saiyan Goku from Namek Saga comes out and they're not Dokkan Original Animations? Is it just immediately a fumble? When Final Form Frieza comes out and it's not original animations? And by the way, I think both of these characters lined up for the GDC will have them. I actually think that's the perfect time to do it. But if they aren't, is it just immediately a fumble? Isn't that crazy what era of Dokkan we're actually in? Because I feel like people aren't thinking about that as much. They're just sort of thinking that like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta animations, Int Trunks animations, Goku and Vegeta animations for the 11th anniversary are just a net positive. But by the way, I do think they're a positive. I definitely think they're a positive. I think it's nice that Dokkan is continuing to ramp up and modernize. One thing I've said about Dokkan over and over and over is if it wants to impress me, it has to modernize. And I think that it doesn't surprise anyone that a lot of people are like, man, I wish a Naruto game came out that was like Dokkan Battle. I wish a JJK game came out that was like Dokkan Battle. You know, these games that occupy the same space as wanting to be like Epic 7, where it's like you're playing the anime. You know, it's like you're playing these characters who literally look like they're straight from the anime, right? And it's why games like Epic 7 intrigued me when I first started them. It was just that beyond that, Epic 7 is a very deep and complex game, whereas some of these other anime IP games are just not. And so when Epic 7 doesn't release a character that looks the best, it could still fall back on its complexities. Whereas when Dokkan Battle or JJK Phantom Parade or, you know, Naruto Blazing or something like that, when they don't release a character that looks particularly good, they usually can't fall back on those complexities to sort of save them. So this is just a little bit of a thought. I'm really hyped up for, like, you know, the part 2 looks cool. I wish it wasn't leaked because it made the reveal sort of like, yep, that's what we expected, but it is very cool. I think characters like, you know, super powered Gohan and Piccolo and all that from the Namek saga, I think they still have incredible animations. I'm not saying that Dokkan original animations are the only way to go, but especially in the case of TURs, if most TURs can't match Gohan and Piccolo's Namek saga release, which was just like a random yellow coin LR, then how are we supposed to match like Dokkan original animations just popping up randomly? Right? Just at some point in the year, we could just get randomly insane animations. And obviously we have the anniversaries and the GDC as the landing spots for these, but I mean, Future Trunks and Gohan were just a little bit random. Like, no one expected that Trunks to look like that. They thought that the character would look good, but we didn't expect to go from AGL Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta to that, to arguably the best animations in the game again. So, yeah, just a little thought. I've been Lone. Like if you like the video, subscribe to the club. We'll go make it, and peace.